We will start our session with a brief overview of our Global EMBA program, then followed by the campus tour, the virtual one, online with my colleague Claire today. The China-Europe International Business School has its name from its international focus. China is in the name because it was one of the first business schools to pioneer the business education in China. It was the first school to offer an MBA and EMBA program in English. It's also the largest business school in China, with the largest network of alumni in China as well. The rapid evolution of CEIBS over the past 27 years is mirroring the Chinese economic development. This importance was also recognized by the European Commission back then in the 90s. That's why it was founded as a joint venture between the European Commission and the Shanghai government. The European focus was then further expanded through the acquisition of the CEIBS Zurich campus where I'm located right now. We also hold annual forums in Zurich, Paris, London, Munich, and other Central European cities. 10 to 20% of all our global EMBA students each year are from Europe. The international focus of our name is further strengthened through the even earlier acquisition of the campus Accra in Africa in 2010, actually. Our faculty is built of 60% internationals, and we offer more models in more than 10 countries in 5 continents worldwide, offering a new global perspective through a China lens. The Global EMBA program is the flagship English language program of CEIBS and also the largest English-spoken EMBA program in Asia. That's also why we have been ranked top 2 globally by the Financial Times ranking. In addition to that, we are fully accredited by the AACSB and the EQUIS accreditation. Here you can see some of our faculty members. We have 67 full-time faculty members from 20 different countries and regions. They all hold PhDs from leading schools. CEIBS also has a global platform of China case studies, and these China-focused cases have been widely adopted by business schools across the globe. I would like to also give you an example of our renowned scholars. You can see there are many different countries represented. For example, we do have Professor Ding Yuan Ding. He is our professor of accounting, but in addition to that, he's also the vice president and the dean of CEIBS. He's also the Cathy Capital Chair in accounting. Together with our Professor Catherine Sin, he's leading also our European campus. She is the associate dean for that one. In addition to that, she holds the Bayer Chair in leadership. I would also like to highlight our Associate Dean and Global EMBA Program Director, Professor Bala Ramasamy. He is our professor for economics, and chances are that you just came across some of his newest research. We do also have our Professor of Management, Professor Kim, who holds the Phillips Chair in Management. And our newest addition to our professors team, Professor David Erkins, our Professor of Accounting. You can learn more about our professors on our faculty page on our website. Important for you when planning to join our Global EMBA program is the facts on this slide. The program now is 22 months long. It starts in November. You will be 50 to 55 days out of the office, but you will also spend 650 hours together with your peers studying, learning, and applying what you've learned in practice. You have 15 core courses, and you can choose 4 to 6 electives based on your preferences and the credits assigned to each elective. And you can choose from more than 4 global modules. To give you even more flexibility, we have introduced the so-called single module track and the double module track. While the single module track means that you have 4 days with our Global EMBA program every month, while as with the double module track, you will be studying 8 days every second month. An important aspect of every EMBA program is the peer group you will be in. This is a breakdown of the profile of our 2020 Global EMBA class. As you can see, the average age is 38. Last year it was 39, and we have a good gender diversity with 40% of our students being female. 33% are international students coming from 21 countries. The average work experience is 14 years, and the average managerial experience is 9 years. However, the application criteria is 10 years of work experience, whereas 7 years of managerial experience. 48% of our candidates are based outside of China, actually outside of Shanghai even, and almost 50% already do have a master's degree or above. Here again is the overview of the global and single module track. Yes, we do have 2 tracks, but this doesn't mean that we take you apart completely for your studies. The whole cohort will join together for the opening and the closing module, as well for the midpoint module, and all the local electives. So there you're freely mixed up. Which track you should choose depends on where you're located and your preference. Usually we recommend candidates who are based outside of China to take the double module track. Here you can see a visualization of this single module track and this double module track that I've mentioned. All the parts highlighted in yellow are joined together. So this means the Shanghai opening module of 8 days in November, or the Shanghai local electives in the second half of the program, also in April and August in 2022 for the global electives, respectively for the core courses in the single module track. The kickoff this year will be from November 6th to 13th, which is from Saturday to Saturday. The program structure then presents itself as you can see here. The very first pillar is the opening and residency module, where we really heavily focus on your leadership and your leadership development, on your self-review, where you came from, where you stand right now, and where you would like to go. This will help you to keep a red thread during the whole program, also for your personal development. In this opening residency module, there will be leadership training, but also team building exercises to provide you with this lifelong network. The base then is built by the 360-degree assessment, where you will also be able to bring in managing the diversity that you encounter, not just in your peer group, but also in all the work that you're going to be doing. And obviously, you will be working on your personal leadership development. Built on that are the core courses, the global modules, and the elective courses. You can choose from more than 35 electives based on your personal preferences and the preferences of your company. And the knowledge that you've gained will also be adapted and applied in the capstone project. I will tell you a little bit more about that in a second. And to conclude the whole program, then you will be engaged in an exit module where you also have an action reflection part that helps you to take what you've learned and be able to develop that further in the future. Here is an impression of the opening module. This module is 8 days long, and each participant is assigned an executive coach for the week. Together with you, they will analyze where you've come from, where you stand right now. Some of the exercises might be filmed, obviously only with your consent, and then will help you to analyze that about who you think you are and how you act in a group. And this will also help you for your personal development. This section is also characterized by classroom lectures, coaching sessions, as mentioned, peer review, and outdoor exercises, strengthening body and mind together. And very critical as well, self-reflection and your self-review. The global EMBA learning objectives then can be summarized in these 6 points, as you can see. You will be able to apply fundamental concepts across functions, sharpening your functional skills. You'll be able to integrate that knowledge and concept across the functions to solve complex business problems. You will be able to engage in the skill of responsibility because you will be able to demonstrate awareness of ethical understanding and reasoning and the impact of behaviors on various stakeholders. Then here again, we encounter again this leadership aspect. You'll be able to understand to apply leadership behavior and skills through key initiatives, effective execution, influencing, inspiring, empowering people, and managing change, as change often goes hand in hand with people management. Then you might know our statement. You can also see it here on my screen, China Death Global Breath, which means in point number 5 that you will be able to identify and analyze the unique challenges of operating in a China business environment as an integral part of the global economy. This goes hand in hand with being able to identify and analyze the global issues impacting individuals and companies doing business beyond national boundaries. These days, also corporate social responsibility is a very important aspect that you should know as a leader. There are several major touch points throughout the program. On the one hand, the leadership that's already mentioned in the opening model. On the other side, you have a midterm leadership module, which includes a CSR focus. You will have core modules such as organizational behavior, as well as managing diversity in organizations. In the exit model and the action reflection part, you will be able to understand your individual leadership strengths and weaknesses better, helping you to adapt this for the future and engage in sustainable self-improvement over the next years. You'll be able to develop resilience in the face of adversity and manage conflicts through successful leadership transactions. Some of you have asked previously to join this webinar in our question section to highlight the contents more of the program. Here you can see some of the core courses that you will be engaging in. There is marketing management, there is financial reporting, there's managing in diversity in organizations as mentioned, there are strategy simulations, but also Chinese economy and strategic management. The capstone project, as you have seen in the highlighting slide of the structure, is a group research project with 4 to 6 students in each group. This is a very important project for your program. It takes place over the final 10 months of the program. Each group is assigned a faculty member as a domain advisor. This project should be at the end concluding in a solution-based blend of management theory and practice. You will be using real company and industry data. A lot of times I get asked what kind of electives there are. This is a non-exhaustive list of some of them we have offered in the past. Around August, September this year, we will be able to provide you with the list for 2021. However, this gives you a very good orientation of what to expect. There will be a selection of GEMBA electives, offline electives. There will be a section of electives offered by the Chinese EMBA program we do have. And there's also the option to choose some online electives. If you would like to learn more about these electives, you can go on our website and see the list there, but you also can write me an email afterwards and I can send you the list. As mentioned, we do have overseas modules, and this is where you can decide either based on locations and markets you would like to experience, or based on the topic offered in certain regions. For example, you might be interested in shaping consumer behavior in a global world. This topic would be taught in New York. If you rather would like to engage a little bit more in the Asian area, you might just want to join the Japan and Korea module about paths to innovation in East Asia. Apart from the peer characteristics I have shown you before, we also have diversity through industries represented in the program. As you can see here, it's a very broad mixture, also representing the trends of the current time, actually. 15% already being in biotech and pharmaceutic, then manufacturing, followed by financial services, obviously high tech, and food, beverages, and healthcare. Students in our program come from a broad variety of corporations from all across the globe. Most importantly, if you're considering now to apply to our program, I would like to highlight the application process very shortly, and then I will hand over to my colleague. To apply to our program, you should log in online and fill in the online application form. This starts with you registering an account with us. Registering this account doesn't mean you submit the application immediately, but it allows you to see which kind of documents you will have to upload. And at the same time, you can see the essay questions. So every application requires you to answer a few questions, which will help the admissions team to evaluate you in a more holistic picture. Once you have submitted this, we also would like you, maybe at the same time even, to either take the admissions test on our Shanghai campus if you're located in China, or to submit your executive assessment score. If you would like to learn more about the executive assessment, also please feel free to reach out to me directly. After we have reviewed your application and we think you're qualified, we will interview you in the admissions interview. This interview will be either on the campus if you're located in China, or via video stream if you're outside of China. And then within a few weeks afterwards, you will be given the admissions decision. The next application round will be June 19th. And if you need support or have any questions for your application, feel free to reach out to me at any point in time. And now I would like to briefly hand over to my colleague, Claire, who will give you a brief overview of our Shanghai campus.
Thank you, Mariam, for presenting the Global Executive MBA program. Now we will quickly explore our CEIBS campuses in Shanghai, Zurich, and Accra altogether. So what you see in front of you is the CEIBS Shanghai landmark, which is the pyramid. So it acts as a lounge where students can really rest and relax during their free time. We also have a beautiful lake surrounding the pyramid as well. So it is a beautiful trail for small walks during the summer. In the picture on your left below corner, you can see one of our main entrances of our campus. The picture in the below, right next to the other picture, shows you a very nice screenshot from above where you can see our great triangular construction. We also make sure that there's a lot of greenery around the campus, as you might have noticed. This is to ensure that the students can enjoy the environment as much as possible, while also being able to focus on their studies. In front of you, you can see a very detailed and well-structured overview of our campus. So we have two entrances, one on the west and one on the east. Usually, most people enter from the right, which is our east entrance, and it is located on the Jinke Road. If you are wondering if you just go straight along the road, at the end of the Jinke Road, you will find all the shopping malls and the restaurants. When you go past the east entrance and then past the spring, you will see the Commons building on your right. We hold regular events in the Commons building as well. This is also a great area if you would like to hold meetings or group projects, as it has a very spacious area and there's a lot of sunlight coming in through the building as well. If you walk straight through the Commons building, you will get to the two executive residency, which you will stay in. We will further explore the residencies later in the presentation. On the left of the residencies, you will find our conference center. In this conference center, we usually hold our annual large events, such as our career fair. Right next to the conference center, you will find our faculty building. This is where all our professors or faculty does their research in usually. So if you have any questions or would like to book a meeting with a professor during their working hours, you will find them there. So across the faculty building, if you go through the connection line, you will get to the other side of the campus. And the first building you see on the other side of the campus is the gymnasium. We will show you a bit more of how the gymnasium looks like in our later presentation, but just to give you a brief idea of how it looks like, it is a 2-story tall building where the first floor is really for cardio. So you will find a lot of machines such as the treadmill. And the second floor is where we have all our weights. So if you would like to build your muscles or strength, this is where you will find it. We also have an indoor basketball court where you can obviously play basketball, but badminton as well. We also hold annual badminton tournaments if anyone is interested. If anyone is interested in swimming as well, we unfortunately do not have a swimming pool on campus. However, if you just go straight along the Jinke Road, you will find the athletic center where you will also find the swimming pool. There you can purchase a subscription and use it freely. Right next to, if you go from the gymnasium through the connection bridge, you will end up in the student center where you will find a lot of our students studying most of their times. It is also located very close to our library, so it is a great place to very relax and study in your free times as well. If you want to leave the campus, you do not have to go all the way back to the east entrance where you entered from, but you can just exit from the west entrance, which will lead you to the Hongfeng Road. Right next to it, you will find our 5 residencies as well, which are for the MBA students. On this side of the campus, you will also find all the rest of the classrooms and the auditorium and the United Harmony Center as well, which is the canteen, and you will find it here on the opposite side. So on our campus, we do have large auditoriums and classrooms as well. So the auditoriums are very large capacities, so usually our executive forums take place here. However, if the weather is really nice, we usually take the executive forums outside on our outdoor stage. We also have smaller classrooms available for you. If you like to grab a coffee or before or after your class or during your breaks, we always have a coffee machine installed outside of classrooms ready for you as well. All coffee breaks and lunches throughout your modules are all covered by the tuition fee. So here's just a quick overview of the gymnasium I mentioned earlier. You have all your essential gym materials, including regular yoga classes and a billiard where you can play pool. We often find our executive students playing badminton in the basketball court as well. If you are a runner, we also have a voluntary daily morning run integrated into the program. So if you like to have some fresh air in the morning and would like to go for a run with your classmates, you are always more than welcome to join. Now let me show you a quick video of our campus for you to get a better feeling of how it is. I hope this gave you a better idea of how our campus is overviewed. So of course, group projects and building network is crucial in the Global Executive MBA program. However, you can build a lifelong relationship here as well. We have several events prepared for you, such as badminton tournaments, cruise nights, TED Talks, family day, New Year's parties, and many more. For example, our Gemba class of 2020 also recently held a very special CSR auction on campus as well, raising a record of 340,900 RMB. We also hold regular company visits. This year, we held a company visit to Danaher to learn how their Danaher learning business system is driving a never-ending circle of change and improvement. One thing that may be of interest to you is our entrepreneurial lab, so-called the E-Lab. Here, we really support you through your entrepreneurial journey or further develop your business ideas if you have any. We also host entrepreneurial and investment camps and or pitching competitions as well, where you can really take your idea and entrepreneurial spirit to the next level. TEDx is also another large event hosted at our campus. Here we really invite renowned professors and individuals to speak. Alumni reunions are another thing that makes CEIBS very special as well. We have, as mentioned before, we have more than 24,000 alumni all over the world, and we hold multiple alumni events every year. We have sports clubs, tournaments, small group gatherings, reunion parties, and even a Gobi Desert Challenge prepared for our alumni. As residencies and housing is another very essential part of the program, I would like to share with you a very quick video of how our executive residencies look like. I would like to also highlight that all our accommodations and meals during the exit and entry modules are all included in the tuition fee as well. As you can see, our executive residencies, the rest area and the standard rooms are all very spacious, and we have a lot of sunlight coming in, making it a very relaxing and calm place to stay at. And now we will move on to the Zurich campus where we are currently based in. In the main module of 2022, you will be located here in Zurich on our beautiful campus in Switzerland. Our campus is ideally located in the coast of the lake, but also near the vibrant city center. We are a lot smaller in size compared to the main campus in Shanghai. However, this offers you the option to really reflect right next to the lake and to study in a beautiful city with lots of nature and fresh air. Just like Shanghai, you can be involved in so many different activities here as well. As our campus is located right by the lake, you can go on a row or just jump in the lake straight away and take a swim as well. You can also enjoy a cocktail by the lakeside during your breaks, as we will also prepare an Aperol for you. You can see the campus from the outside as well. We have an Italian restaurant within the campus. So if you would like to grab something to eat during your lunchtime, you can always grab some good pizza and Italian food on the terrace outdoors. The view is absolutely breathtaking during spring and summer, but in winter as well, as you can really see the mountains getting snowy through the windows of our campus. Next, I would like to introduce you to our newly established building, the Monhua building. It was newly built in 2019, so it's very modernized, and it was sponsored by one of our alumni actually, which is where the name Monhua came from. A lot of our events usually take place in the Monhua building as it is very spacious and it can hold a large capacity of people. It is also very spacious. As you can see, there are a lot of areas where you can really relax, socialize with your classmates, or enjoy a snack. Have a group meeting as well. We even have a spring in the entrance in case you have missed it. Our campus is also very sustainable. We have solar panels all over our roof, and we gather the water energy from the lake as well, which is right next to us, and that operates our buildings. We also have modernized meeting rooms with full screens where you can hold your virtual meetings if you would like to talk to one of your classmates or your colleagues who is across the world. Now we will quickly show you an overview of our campus. The Accra campus was built in 2008 in Accra, Ghana, with a mission to prepare highly competent, innovation-oriented managers and executives who are capable of leading and growing the organization in the increasingly dynamic African economic environment. So I will not go much further into details, but would like to show you a few pictures of our beautiful campus in Ghana. As you can see, our Accra campus is beautiful and has multiple rooms, classrooms, meeting rooms available if any of you would like to study here as well. Now we will quickly move on to the Q&A, which I will hand over back to my colleague, Marian.
Thank you so much, Claire. Yeah, that already marks the end of our virtual tour here. There have been a few questions submitted previously that we have answered during our session here right now. If you have any question that you think you would like to ask right now, feel free so. Otherwise, I have received a question just shortly before Claire finished. Actually, it was asked, how is the program manageable in terms of workload? So from the feedback that we've had from our previous candidates, it was that you have around 10 to 15 hours of work per week during the program. Also, it depends on which kind of module that is coming up, also on the books that you have to read, the materials you have to prepare. And sometimes there can be a little bit more intense times based on a capstone project, or you have to coordinate with your team members across the globe. The positive thing about that is that you will be really engaged in learning how to work in virtual teams that are spread across countries. Another aspect that has been asked is how is it manageable with your family life? This is an aspect that I would really like to highlight. Please, before you join the program, have a talk with your spouse or relative other, with your family, to really make sure that you can manage this life-work balance. The better you have the discussion ahead of time, the better your experience will be. If you do have any other questions, I'm happy to wait for you to type them in. Otherwise, I thank you a lot for your participation today. And like I mentioned, if you have a more personal question, feel free to send me an email on this address here, wmarianne@ceibs.edu. I'm happy to get back to you as fast as possible. Thank you, Claire, also for presenting the campus here in the virtual tour today. And one last thing I would like to point out, we now also do have an English WeChat account with the newest information of news, knowledge, and stories from around CEIBS. If you do not have a WeChat account yet and you would like to set one up, feel free to reach out to me as well. I can help you register one. This is also a great opportunity to get involved in this digital atmosphere that China provides you. Thank you so much for joining today, and I wish you a great week ahead.